You're going to start by folding the bird base. Fold your paper in half into a triangle. Then fold it in half again. Then you're going to open up one of the pockets at the bottom of your triangle and do a squash fold so that the opposite corners meet. This will turn your triangle into a square. Flip over and repeat. I find it helps to use this crease as a guide. So I'll run my finger along it and turn the triangle upward like a sail so that I clearly know where my line should be. Open, do a squash fold so that the corners meet. Using the bottom edge, you'll know it's the bottom because you'll have open flaps. Fold the bottom edge into the center crease. It's going to start making what looks like a kite shape. Repeat on the opposite side. Using the top edge as your guide, fold the upper point down over these two flaps. Crease this very, very well, as it will be important for the next step and a future step. Repeat on the opposite side. Using that crease that you just made very strong as a hinge, you're going to lift up the top sheet of paper, opening it as wide as you can and allowing the outside edges to come in towards the center line. You might have to adjust and help so that that point stays nice and clean, and flatten. Once it feels flat and straight and secure, flip over and repeat. You've probably noticed that up until this point, we have been more or less making the origami crane. However, in the next few steps, you're going to start noticing deviations from that form into what is the OrigamiTherapy dragon. You want to again fold the bottom diagonal edge into the center mark. Repeat on the opposite half. Then flip and repeat on the other side. Book fold one side by turning it over the center line as if you're turning the page of a book. You'll notice there's a very strong crease at the halfway point from our earlier folds. Fold the entire bottom half up over the top half using that big crease from before. Then book fold back so what you just folded ends up between the two outer layers. You can see here I'm straightening up that fold as mine was very crooked and needed to be somewhat symmetrical and flat in order to create the head of the dragon. You may not need to do this step, but if you do, just take your time and make it as even as possible. Pinch open the two flaps of the tower, tucking the top half in between and squeezing it closed so as to hold that fold in place. You're going to see the point is very long because the next part of the step is to repeat what we just did, but in the opposite direction. Open, fold, tuck, and squeeze together. This creates a little dragon head as well as a little horn or ear. Again, I'm doing some adjusting so that the head is facing the way that I want, and I'm pulling the neck out a little bit further so that the dragon head is facing downward. Now we're going to work on the tail. This is easiest to first fold the entire tail over in one direction to make sure the angle is just the way you prefer it. Then opening this part, you can see the creases that you want to work with, and you're going to flip them inside out so that the tail changes directions and points forwards instead of straight down. You will repeat the step as often as you want so as to make the tail form a curve. With big dragons, I like to do 3 folds total. Once those folds are in place, you can adjust them by pinching them and rotating the crease so that it moves just enough to change the shape of the curve. To form the wing, you want to crease from the top point where the wing bends to the opposite side, the second crease. If you choose not to fold at the exact points that I do, just make sure that it's at an angle where the front part of the wing is higher than the back part. You will then accordion fold back and forward, making sure that the front point remains close and tight together while the back point varies in length. This will cause the wing to have an accordion fold where the front half all beats in the same spot and the back half stretches out. Flip and repeat on the other wing. I've also done this where each fold is done one at a time, alternating which wing I'm folding on to help ensure that they are the same. However, I've folded this so many times that is not necessary at this point. This next part is optional, where you take the front edge of the wing and crease it back. There's not a set point to fold on. It's very much a free fold. You're going to push back the front half and kind of curl the top part around the accordion fold that you had done earlier, creating a little hook in the wing. Flip over and repeat, just pushing back or rolling back that front edge and folding the accordion into that fold. This is optional and a step that I don't do when making small dragons, such as the ones in my jewelry. Once those are in place, you can grab the tip of the wing and rotate it up so that the dragon will look like it's flying. Make any adjustments that you need to in order to get the shape just as you want, and you're done.